Sorry about that. I don't know why my video went out. It doesn't seem to have as much room as it used to. I'm sure there's something I had to clean out. So we were talking about the parallels. I was talking about the time at 12:40. 12 is the hangman and 40 is the page of cups. And so that's very much the energy of Jesus on the cross in his pure, innocent love. Then the 37th parallel came up as I turned the page. The U.S. south borders of Utah, Colorado, Kansas, and the north borders of Arizona, New Mexico, and Oklahoma divided Indian territory in Kansas and Nebraska, and that their land became south of the 37th for the Indians. Also, it's known for its paranormal highway of America, the UFO sightings. The 37th center of the highway between the 36th and the 38th degree parallels are considered the right and left lanes. All right, so a lot of stuff between 36 and 8 degrees, and today is 36. The Pentagon, Arlington, Virginia comes up there. Fort Knox, Area 51, which is the King of Pentacles, 51. This was from worldtruth.tv. And also Athens, Greece. There's a whole bunch listed, but it was interesting. Joplin, Missouri is also there, which is where my son lives. And it was interesting because when I went there to visit them, it says they have unusual lights of the sun called the spook lights. And when I was there, we had gone to the movies, and afterwards, I just remember seeing the lights. And I don't know if it's anything specific, but we were like getting out and running around the street, around the car, looking up at the lights because they were so cool. So it was kind of just weird that that's what I remember about my visit there. Death Valley comes up, Grand Canyon, and Fukushima, Japan, and Zion National Park, Utah, and Navajo State Park as well in Colorado. The 37th goes through all of mid-Tennessee and the border of North Carolina and Virginia. And the coordinates, let's see, of the 38th parallel, there's a square of the 4 states between Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah. And there's actually a monument there of that square where the 4 states come together. And also the 38th parallel with the structures of the U.S. That's something, it's at the very bottom of Illinois in the middle at the Kentucky state border. So just looking up some of the parallels, if you're interested in any of that. Then I was guided to look up to the right, that when we're talking about the masculine being taller than the feminine, it's just perspective. A hand is a hand, no matter what size it is. The divine feminine little girl, incomplete, or out of this world, in need of grounding, or grounding post, that divine masculine's post at the 3D gate, with a field goal. So the masculine needs a goal of getting into the fields, the etheric fields, to meet halfway in the triangle. The pool, right? The Delta Triangle, the pool of Bermuda, Puerto Rico, and the Florida Keys. The stairway to heaven, the bridge to the seas, disease or dis-ease, which is emotions and dis-ease. The keys, the golden coin, the Christ consciousness, the new life held back until you stand up for yourself, your higher self. Clear the crowd away from the chariot. Make space to get in and function again. Okay, just like a star can't get out of their car, that's the image I was getting here. Clear out the space so when you're broken down, you can fix it again so you have space to breathe. Clear the weeds, the overgrowth. Energetically speaking, ignore your folks. Sharing his corner of the world, the 4 corners that I just told you about, the states. South of the 37th, displaying the balance achieved, because Arizona's below the 37th, displaying the balance achieved between Arizona and New Mexico, friends, sharing and being charitable openly, and then rushing back passionately over the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups reversed. The Knight of Wands sees the issue that the King of Pentacles is being prideful and the Queen of Cups reversed over emotional, sad, or manipulative. Her environment disorganized, or he sees it as a mess, putting on the brakes to help clean it up. Coming to a screeching halt, can't take it when she cries. So that could definitely be someone manipulating the masculine. The English patient left in the cave. This is literally from the movie. The English patient left in the cave and him trying to get back to her before she dies. So this is a wound of the masculine coming up. Or, and it could be him too, like when he goes off to the war, getting back to the woman he loves before he dies. Or the King of Pentacles going too fast for her, and she falls off his horse. So he rescues someone, but he can't keep up with her, so she falls off his horse, and he has to stop to keep going back for her, like she's slowing him down to get her back on the horse. Synchronicities and heaven in their eyes, the strength of palm, wrestling wild animal to the ground. Amazons and Bigfoot came up. The Florida Everglades, New Jersey Devil. Good news, success and victory, attention, leading the way to lovers coming together in a romantic tie. Fantasy football or wrestling match to try out a seat or be seen out with two billy goats in the background. Holding hands with flame, introducing children or those he has affection for before Leo or ego pulls his eye teeth or fangs or horn out of his mouth with a mask or anesthesia. Or someone must be tackled to the ground to go to the dentist, will only get their tooth pulled under anesthesia. Working with women, kids, and friends, all women, if you can accept me as I am, it's a win-win situation. A romantic embrace, flame in tow, matching left calf cramps, or ties and bows. Here is your magenta rose garden, to use rose petals on your skin. Perfectly manicured bushes and toes and soft, silky skin. Bunny and dove with close call almost got stepped on again by that heel of the red boot who wants to walk all over you. Bunny and dove look at each other knowing it's time to get out of here. Leo or Gemini may not be the right match, or kids laying low so red boots doesn't step on them again. The karmic completion comes up as number 10, the Wheel of Fortune, which was upright today, and underneath that was Follow Your Dreams for the masculine, number 85, which reduces to a 4 energy, which is all about survival and practical things, building structure, okay? Over loss, grief, regret, the battleship down, fighting over after being dumped or dumping, purging, throwing up, or just overwhelmed, frustrated, pending a new love or a new passion, no crying, manipulating, and no fighting or competing. The jig is up, the stinger is out, the scorpion tails surrender, the horseshoe poker shoe iron for horses. So these killing devices, right? The scorpion's tail, the stinger is out, the jig is up. The horseshoe poker, you know, what they use to make horseshoes. I was also getting blast glowing irons, you know, they're very poker hot. The shoe iron for horses, surrendering but still carrying a little residual wounding. One laser, one wound, just this one thing is all I need. Like in The Jerk, and maybe this lamp. So having trouble letting go of their stuff. Poor Jupiter placement and Cancer South Node. Root chakra, SS. Safety and security issues, like Social Security. Safety and security, the root chakra issues, the red. Rubies, rubles, rupees come up always with the ruby. That's at 202, the High Priestess and the High Priestess. So 2 psychics, the rubies, ruples, rupees of the Cancer, and the symbol for the Cancer is the safety pin put together in a hug. Nurturing affection, a need to be held, an orphan wound. And as I was writing that down, a car went north really super fast. Right? So in having that poor South Node placement, you know, they're finding a way to get north really quick for that hug. At 204, we turn the page. It's the High Priestess and the Emperor now energy. The Winged Emerald Order, calling all divine masculines back from malplacement. The war is over, soldiers. Now you are forever civilian life. No fighting, no competition. Just love, peace, nurturing, fun, and joy. Rest in peace, R.I.P., is the old life. Rip off the Band-Aid and become Live Aid. Ladybugs will love you no matter what. You are not fungus or pond scum, but Curious George of the jungle. Engines are pumping and going the distance. Snake in the grass, fall into spring to action. Fall to spring into action. R2D2, C3PO, is turned around to RD22 and CP30. The road is the fool's journey, and the coupe is the Union chariot. Announcements made, down on one knee. Robin Hood, this is the last call. The gate is closing. Get Batman out of the Batcave and into the bridge now. Judas Karma to Jesus to do right by him, by sacrifice, returning the 30 pieces of silver and paving his path with 22-karat gold. 24 is too soft. It needs a bridge, too, for support. Chugga chugga choo choo, the steam engines are rolling down the river. The River Nile. Ike and Tina, Cleo and Mark. The contract is done. Now off to Rio? Someone sent packing. The scent of a woman. Pretty woman, Romeo and Juliet don't die in the 4 to 5D version, in their knowing, bridging the gap between the Montagues and the Capulets, and the Friars, and the Flyers. In A Turn of Fate, Blessings in Disguise, a geyser, wiser, Budweiser, Clydesdale, horses and mules, Grand Canyon, D'Artagnan, 3 Musketeers plus 1. Final Judgment, Judgment Day, graduation, call to action, announcements, made in heaven, Curious George Burns, oh God, oh my, heaven sent, and sealed with a kiss from the divine feminine angel, risen and fallen, all at once. To all, and I was getting major connection there, clear away from the chariots, the tea, the cha riots, chariots, the Boston Tea Party, all tea bags and wrappers tossed in the river, Phoenix, brother of Rain, little woman, as opposed to Rain Man, Rain, little woman, this was Phoenix coming through, and Liberty statue. River Phoenix, he was born 8/23/70 to 10/31/93 was when he passed. He was only 23 years old. His birthday was 23, and he was 23 years old, and that's the King of Wands. And Summer of Joaquin, his brother, the Joker, the Fool's Journey. So it's his plug to his brother as the Fool, or the Joker in Batman. So that's pretty funny, actually. River coming through with the Batman joke. I'm just getting that now. Sometimes I'm slow. I'm so immersed when I'm doing this stuff, when I'm writing it down, because it's just coming in. Joaquin was also known as Leaf. At age 44, was now honored recently in the TIFF, the Toronto International Film Festival. His father was John Lee Bottom, and that was coming up because I pulled some cards for River when he came through to see what he was trying to tell me or to tell you. River came from River of Life, from a book, and then his middle name was Jude from Hey Jude, the song. His mother was Jewish, his father was Catholic. They were married in September 13th, 69, so we've just passed that date. So maybe he wants to come through because his parents aren't through anymore, but that's around the date of their union. They were married after knowing each other less than a year. They grew up in poverty in Florida in a desperate situation. This is from the encyclopedia, so I think it's enm.wikipedia.org. Grew up in poverty in Florida in a desperate situation, never attended formal schooling. He could read and write, but he had no education. This is River. And also was known to be dyslexic. Moved to Venezuela with a group called the Children of God, which was considered a cult. Vanity Fair said that he was raped by age 4, which was also said by him as well. But he said that he had blocked it out. Left there to the mom's family in Florida, and then changed their last name to Phoenix to end that era of their life because it was so abusive. River bought family a ranch in Florida and a place in Costa Rica after moving over 40 times by age 18. So he went through a lot in his life. He was also, his actual first passion, they wrote, was, this is en.m.wikipedia, that his first passion was actually singer-songwriter, not acting. He was vegan. He was dedicated to animal rights, environment, and he was a political activist, and described as the vegan James Dean. There were different there were different perspectives as far as what happened to him with the drug use, because he died of a drug overdose. But per the family, they would have thought of him as not someone who was a regular drug user, because obviously this probably happened within that year. And his father was related to Henry II of England and William I and Alfred the Great, Charlemagne and Hugh Capet, I'm not sure how it's pronounced in English. And then, so they started the cult in 1973. They were missionaries and fruit gatherers, and the group was known for flirty fishing, okay? So using sex to bring people into the group. They were also in Puerto Rico for years doing that work. Came back to Florida on an ocean freighter to the mother's parents' house, leaving behind their last name at that time, and became Phoenix. So it went from bottom of the barrel, to Phoenix. Their Phoenix rising. So that was their, dedication to the change of their life. Then the mother and father, they divorced in 1997, but they were married for 27 years. When I pulled cards at this point for River, I wasn't clear about, he wanted to communicate with his father. I was getting, it had something to do with an inability to read and write, so whether that was him or his father, I don't know. But I was getting like he wished he could have written something to his father, or did write something to his father. Maybe he didn't read, or to his father, "I'm sorry I left you behind." It wasn't that the father couldn't let go. I feel like it was that River couldn't let go, or didn't want to leave him behind because he felt responsible. He felt like the parent. I was getting 14, which is it's the Temperance card, the angels. So that was coming up for him. And the top card on the 14 cards was him giving you the message of trust and faith after all he had been through. Like I said, the scribe and writer reverse card came up, and then the father reversed. But it was really very much about him holding on to his father's finger. The father had let go, but it was difficult for him to let go. He was also bringing through Atlantis and dolphins and the white pillars at the bottom of the sea, so whatever's residual from Atlantis down there. The Florida ocean reefs were coming up, again, or outside the Florida Keys, which is somewhere I actually went when I was 14. My father took us, me and my sister, there with him to his business meeting when I was 14, and we went out snorkeling out 5 miles into the ocean reef, which was really clean at the time, but I'm sure it was not as clean now. I was getting vows from him to food and hunger, because either the charities he supported, animals and children, vows to food and hunger, and animal and ocean safety. So the dolphins were coming up here, and as well as his sisters, 2 in particular, that he was reaching out to. Also just specifically to homeless orphans and hungry children. I believe he was telling his father to write or to journal to help clear his wounds for what he's been through. In the Journey of Love card, I got 36 cards out, as well as a message. I'm going to read from that for you. The message is directly from River. But the 36 was coming up as today's day, because that is the Atlas, the weight of the world upon your shoulders, all right? The great burden that he carried as a young man. The 10 wands, the 8-less weight of the world, and it was making me tear up when it was coming up. But let me just pull the card here. I'll show you those cards too that were coming up from the past life deck, so if anything comes up with you guys. So these 2 cards came up in regards to his father, okay, together. And then trust and faith was at the bottom of the 36 cards, not the 36, but the other number I was getting. What was the other? The 14 cards, rather. And then these were coming up in the things he was supporting. I was also getting orphan energy, definitely from the 2 girls here, besides the vows. Okay? Food and hunger. Because they definitely went hungry when they were young, and they were in very desperate situations. Okay, so the 3 cards that from Romance Angels that came out from him were the Void first, which I'm going to read you all 3 of these because they were messages from him. Ethereal Touch number 27. So that first card was 40, which we were just talking about, the 40 of the Page of Cups and the Christ energy, and then the Lovers of the 57 came out, and 57 is the 3 of Swords, the broken heart. So the Void says, at the end of every cycle and the beginning of every cycle, There's a moment of transition. It may last for any amount of time, a moment of feeling, or many years of deeper inner work whilst feeling displaced. The transition may require patience to endure the absence of knowing, the lack of certainty about who you are and why you are here on this planet. A void may open up between one moment of meeting with your lover and seemingly endless stretch of time, even if it's only days that seem as though they are eternal in duration, as you wait to reconnect again. Yet if you can accept that entry into the cosmic void as preparation for your next cycle of manifestation, if you can accept that darkness is holding you with love and not with unfeelingness, then you can relax and let the preparation be what it must be. Then you can be well equipped for the next steps forward on your glorious divine adventure, this lifetime, meeting the beloved, whether divine or human lover, in a fresh new moment, excited, open, and curious. Curious George, always. This oracle brings you guidance. There are parts of your own process unfolding that you simply cannot know about yet. It will not always be this way, but for now it is most helpful for you to only deal with what is immediately before you. All else will be shown when the time is right. There's growing to be done, and then the void will bring forth the next step on your path to meet you. You do not have to worry, and you do not have to search. Be present, be patient. When you can do something, do it. When you cannot, just be. Your time will soon come. If you are holding a question about relationship, surrender it to the void and let it become what it must be according to spiritual wisdom and love. A coming together, a blending of one, where understanding spans the space between and separation disappears to form anew. All right, so the second card was 27, the Ace of Wands. And that says, that's called the ethereal touch. Spirit is present in your very touch at this time. And this was important because, he was raped when he was 4 years old. So it has to do with touch and affection. Spirit is present in your very touch at this time, and you're having an impact on the world around you, particularly your close relationships, in ways that are far more profound than may be immediately obvious. The touch of your soul is ethereal, spiritual, of light and sound. It moves the heart and opens pathways of possibility through love, faith, and trust that would otherwise be impossible to access. Trust in the presence of the divine in your touch, physical and spiritual. Your healing presence is making waves of love rise and stir in the world, and the divine lives and breathes through you, beloved. Remember that though the sacred temple of your body gifts you with hands through which to hold and give, which I brought up in the beginning of the read, and then again with the card that he brought out as his father, it is the soul within the flesh that renders touch a sacred healing. This oracle guides you to accept and embrace your healing abilities and to trust that you can feel your way through life by opening your hands to receive and taking hold of the opportunities that are presented to you. You are meant to touch the world with your spirit. The poem reads, "A world of no coincidences and no mistakes. You are heaven sent. I thank God for the opportunity to know you, to experience your kindness, your generosity, and most of all, our love. How long I have waited to open my heart, to bare my soul, to let my power comfort and my arms hold, to let my wisdom counsel and my love awaken. While this is only the beginning, when I look in your eyes, I know." And then the third card was the Lovers, number 57. And that's a short one. It just says, yes, it's love. It drives you forward and pulls you back to your heart. It makes the mind mad with misunderstanding and breaks it open into enlightened compassion. It is love. Your yearning heart shall have it. Your destiny is to be the lover of the beloved. This oracle brings a message of love, love, love. It is finding you now. Be open to it in all its forms. Be the god and the goddess of love and paint the town red, which came through in my message. Play in passionate embrace with life as your lover and prepare to receive even more than you believe you are capable of handling. The poem reads, "Love is a magic word that holds the universe together. It is both an emotion and something ephemeral that lives like a fire's glow, or the pink light on the clouds after the sun has set. It is alive and yet indefinable. It causes the heart to beat more rapidly and feelings to show, and young people to write, sing, dance, and become totally immersed in its hold. Love can beckon coyly or flaunt itself with wanton abandon, and love can live and grow seemingly forever, or vanish in a fleeting moment when we least suspect. In the twilight of our years, reflecting on the life we have lived, it is love which colors every turn and twist of our memory. And when we pass from this earthly plane, it will be love that will light our soul on its journey home." Okay, so thank you very much, River. I hope you guys appreciate that. It was very cool for me to feel him coming through. So as we go on, what else did I have here? I was also getting him telling me to his father, reach out to me and I will help you connect if you're struggling in meditation. So that was a message for his father. I don't know if he'll ever hear that or not, but that it is what it is. So calling to all the broken souls to stand up for yourselves, to cry it out when you need to come together, to hug. Karmic completion came up with number 10, and then recently we go on as the star with a voice from the stars. The high priestess, the secret, the psychic abilities to rise above indecision, poor judgments, and deliberations. To use your abilities to make decisions, divine masculines. To get back on that horse, the chariot, and ride again. The foundation being the Page of Pentacles reversed, the child in need of food, help, schooling, and assistance. Guidance, money, opportunity. And the sovereign on the other, the sovereign on the one side, and the Queen of Pentacles on the other. An opportunist working on aligning or details between them. The divine masculine or child trying to align with a wealthy or stable female, and that was 331. So there's two females, the Sovereign of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, and then the Queen of Pentacles could be a mother and daughter, or they could be two people around the masculine, both competing for his attention, or him looking for that opportunity of that security, or it's him actually literally putting two daughters above him in worth, which was not good. And that was at 331, so that's the Empress and the Five of Wands, competition. Competition for, which one is going to get more out of daddy, right? So, it can honor the divine masculine placing his children above himself, which is not correct. Centrally is the Page of Wands, reversed, uninspired or frustrated, masked and arrogant, impish child, very pleased with themselves for surrendering or getting another to surrender to them. Or a child not doing well health-wise, sick or just weak physically in general, and sees themselves that way, which can be another wound for the masculine. A scrawny little kid who's poor. Or one child is a poor student and the other has a weak build. They were both told they'd never make anything of themselves. The lovers destined to grieve the emperor, the controller, the man, who told them that they couldn't. Even that could be their own part of themselves, who told themselves they couldn't do it. Or the divine masculine feeling bad that he thought of the divine masculine as less than, not good enough for his world. Arrogant child stomping his feet, or having a tantrum, or silent treatment to get his way. Very stubborn imp, or the emperor here and the child can be two different people. So the emperor could be the masculine with his child, or the emperor could be his father, and he's the Page of Wands there. But there's definitely two child energies there with the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Wands both reversed. The Ten of Flames is the challenge here. The Atlas, the weight of the world. The impatient fallen angel, losing his patience with synchronicities everywhere, helping him to recover in a practical way or orchestrating a way back in. Rejected or spoiled child of the patriarchy. Religion, Taurus, or a marriage, tripping up, falling from grace, to humble them for their own happiness, for their own good. Lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, and sloth, pride and greed, being catered to in every desire. Henry VIII, I am. The emperor and his new clothes, or the child without dreams of these things, or the child with dreams of these things. The dream girl, the luxurious meals, and the castle and the big gigantic manifestations, not having realized how much work it takes to keep all of that up. Offering love to rising above, or hanging out in the 5D, or coming out of the 5D to the physical union, but blocked due to falling from grace, an actual falling where they hurt themselves, or lacking faith in standing tall. And that was at 356. 3 is the Empress. 56 is the Two of Swords, being in your knowing, or pretending not to know. Now, in the crowning position was the Four of Pentacles, or crystals, which for me in this deck is the Divine Masculine's heart. The Batcave, the King of Cups reversed in the aftermath of difficult emotions, detachment, dropping burdens or confessing, or he may have hurt his back or turning his back. The Page of Pentacles, a good student with opportunities that the King of Wands reversed never had. So there's two different Page of Pentacles coming up here. In the foundation, he was reversed, and this Page of Pentacles up top in the crowning area is upright. So so the Page of Pentacles, a good student with opportunity that the King of Wands never had. So that can come through his River Phoenix and the masculine, or it could be someone around the masculine, because now River's brother is a famous person, right? He never had the opportunity to stay and grow up, and, he's 23 when he passed. This could be a brother or a partner or friend around the masculine as well. The King of Wands reversed never had, and he may be mad or very judgmental or tired of the judgment of elitist know-it-all about physical health. So that would be, again, sibling rivalry with the Page of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. The sudden wealth of one who toils and labors for a wealthy man, or the wealthy man suddenly gets wealthier. The Queen of Wands reversed starts a journey, or travels by train, or is really steamed. She may think she can do anything, especially physical things, and now gets injured or suddenly has no energy or has to leave. The train stops here, and that was 403, the Emperor and the Empress. Or a need to get off the train, or the wealthy wagon train, okay? So it looks like this Queen of Pentacles has to get off the wealth wagon. We have the Emperor and the Empress here, 403. A wake-up call for the Queen of Wands reversed, placing herself above others, and the Divine Masculine's heart finding happiness now on his own. A switch of tracks, a shift, hanging out in limbo, or to be wise and express feelings, running away, stealing away, or ghosting. The Empress reversed and Page of Pentacles reversed, or two kids living with mother, one runs back to the father's house, or two kids staying with the grandmother unhappily, and one kid trying to run back to the masculine. Or it could be the Queen of Wands' mother, and they're all reversed, so they're all unhappy in the situation, while the Divine Masculine gets a break at home without the draining kids. Destined, insecure, manipulator or manipulative situation, fire sign female offering love and clinging to the King of Swords reversed, or the King of Swords is embarrassed, or the female embarrassed when they're nude or insecure. The Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, who it's coming up like the feminine who likes to walk around naked all the time, which may make the masculine who's more shy that way. So it can come off as that energy. But Sag, Aries, Leo energies who like to show off their bodies to keep the King of Cups reversed, trying to emotionally detach. So it could be like the Karmic walking around naked even if they're not together anymore, but they're still living in the same house, or trying to get back into bed with him to make him take her back. Unable to sleep or rise above, the Karmic persisting or sleeping in his bed, and being needy or manipulative ways, guilting him and playing him, getting him back into his King of Pentacles superhero role, which she knows he can tempt him into, because as long as she feeds his ego, right, she's always known that she could get him back. So she's always played him that way. But the superhero role with hands-off policy, frustrated, wounded warrior surrendering to the third energy, falling from grace or lacking faith. And again, that's for some, it's not for all people, Divine Masculines or Karmics. Soon is the Knight of Swords, rushing in with a message of unhappy family or ending to an emotional cycle with kids in a divorce or a justice situation, or the cycle end to be with twin because they're now divorced or have resolved an injustice. The Knight of Pentacles offers help or a proposal to repay, possibly, for blocking third energy expressed back and forth, or looking for work but frustrated, has put out a lot but maybe no return yet. Or the Divine Masculine seeing himself as the Eight of Wands, now expressing their feelings, expressing passions, arrows of love, and heated exchange or just energy exchange, holding back money, time, and energy, and a new life to magnetize and play ball, or just hang back to pull something in from the family tree or legacy before disconnecting completely. healing and taming the beast, holding on loosely, saving, grounding, and being moderate to get things wrapped up for another world or for when things turn around. Retreat came up, unrequited love, let go of control and free yourself. Around the Divine Masculine, or how he is seen, is the Ace of Orbs, the Ace of Swords, the truth, the triumph, stressed out, maybe up nights, over the devil's wave, or the Capricorn energy, refusing to leave home or marriage, or worried about seeing the devil connection or Capricorn at a celebration. The Hermit with the light, it's like the Hermit with the light hovering over his own suffering, like lighting up that's what he's experiencing, helping him to lead the way to rise above the devil, to face the Queen of Swords, blocked from communication, to lay down the swords, possibly apologize for keeping her in prison or muzzled in anxiety. Or the Capricorn takes the stand and swears to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about home, marriage, and a prison of verbal abuse. And that's at 4:30. So doesn't have to be a divorce. It could be any kind of suit situation. It could be, recently I've had a child suing their family to separate from them. So that could be coming up here as well. Or just it could be the masculine going back to his own childhood and bringing someone to justice, and now getting justice for someone who did him harm when he was young. So 4:30 is the Emperor and the 30 of the Four of Swords, both four energies. But again, it's the 3 and the 4 of the Emperor and Empress energies. The masculine needs to clear blocks around the King of Swords reversed when he's not in his truth, or thinking that he'll slip back into not being in his truth, and afraid that, he'll lie again, or just not be able to keep up being who he truly is. He needs to dump burdens, confessing, choosing the left path and accepting an offer of love to find peace, but in a lie if he's not his truth, or his own verbal abusiveness, or there's a killer attorney or official he knows who lies, or that everyone will gather to hear that the King of Swords reversed tell a lie, or could be someone on a stand as well lying, or people come from miles around to see the abuser put on the stand, or as getting like WWF, Stone Cold, Steve Austin, lawyer or a judge or an official you can't trust to tell the truth. So someone, just because they're swearing in doesn't mean they're telling the truth. Or everyone gathered to tell his truth, or a man who gets people to give him love, visits, gifts, treatments, and opportunities, and abuses them in return. The Divine Masculine needs to clear all this block, any preconceived notions about himself and other people, or what other people think about him. He needs to clear all that out and just feed into love and in his own intuition. But even more so, financial discipline, pride, and leadership. The Queen of Wands reversed, avoiding facing jealousy issues, or in the aftermath of sudden jealous rage, expecting makeup sex perhaps, or tired after sudden events or epiphanies, or a long night out in high heels. Sovereign and cracking the whip to kids and telling the truth even if it's harsh, to surrender and fall, to stand up for self without reacting. The King of Cups reversed, detached, emotional, or drinking too much after an announcement was made about the Divine Masculine's heart and sovereign and their own independence, deception and lack of faith falling from grace, in the word being spread about being wise and seeing new perspectives, a call to wake up and detach from that which no longer serves, surrendering to the messenger of truth, the destined triumph of the truth, and the offer of new love to each other, exchanging truth for love, coming together without an Empress reversed there, which can be several different things. There's insecure manipulation to strategize, the King of Wands reversed, his demise or fall, the Page of Wands reversed on the warpath or broken, or a car issue, accident, or move or travel plans canceled or changed, but to heal and shine light, dreams come true, someone becomes a star or has a star named after them. Could be a child coming out party to their independence, or leaving to be responsible, practical, to save and be grounded. Truth and love are exchanged here. The Queen of Wands reversed may have caught the last train for the coast the day the music died. Maybe a celebration of life for a mother or father who passed, or other kind of celebration, But if the Empress reversed is alive, she's ill, has recently had a miscarriage, or is not a happy camper here. Coming together in peace and the gift of the present at 4:53. 4 is the Emperor, 53 is the Knight of Swords, the messenger of truth, but also that's a catapult energy, the 53. So sudden truth coming in. Chariot broken down, the Knight of Pentacles offering help with draining process, car broken, accident, or change of move or travel plans, or ascension, or someone paralyzed. The Page of Pentacles reversed, expressing passions or feelings about the truth, out of stardom or dreams come true, or just healing completely. The Page of Wands reversed, challenged by burdens to be dropped, confessions to be made, and the messenger of truth coming in to the 5D, the King of Swords reversed, the Divine Masculine's heart, and sovereign destined to come together, whether or not the Empress reversed likes it or not, or coming together to meet a mother before she passes away. The King of Wands reversed may be stuck with kids and or who are ill. The King of Wands reversed may be stuck with kids along with an ill or difficult mother. And this King of Wands doesn't have to be a masculine. It can be the masculine or a brother, a friend, anything like that. Father, uncle, whatever it is. All broken. They're all reversed, all these people here. Or without a car to heal and make dreams come alive. Broken down, a turn of events to heal and shine, along with an announcement, a call to action. The Page of Pentacles reversed, the Page of Wands reversed, in the Divine Masculine's heart, saving, grounding, and being practical, challenged by dumping physical burdens, confessing, or physical injury, right? And they can't work. Expressing in a heated exchange 5D messages to sovereign or his own sovereignty, and the truth of the King of Swords being not in his truth with her, the sovereign, yet destined to come together no matter who's unhappy about it. And this I was getting, there are some masses out there who I was getting at a function, a family function, where they are telling the truth about their connection to the feminine. A bunch of people taken into a rising star, or a bunch of people taken in a rising star, or humbled by seeing that dreams can come true if you truly believe, trust, and have patience, and know your own light, be your authentic self. So there's a very good message here. So there could be a celebration of life for someone, some kind of gathering, but either which way, there's a lot of people reversed here. There's some kind of humbling moment, or someone could be going, leaving for a good thing, but it's sad for some people, or someone may have passed away, like I said, and they're celebrating their life. But I was definitely getting the Queen of Wands separate from this, like she's reversed and off on a train. There's literally a train card underneath her being reversed, and she doesn't make her energy comes here at the end, but it's also reversed, and it's kind of like separate from the other group. It's not in that last group. So there's some kind of detachment here from the crowd. That was very interesting. Well, I'm going to show you the cards now before I get into the 12 card read. Right. So there's the Chariot and the underlying energy. Recent past is the Star. Foundation is that's that Page of Pentacles. All right, sorry, you can't see it very well, but then you just see the clarifying card there. The center is the Page of Wands, the masked boy with the burning desire. The challenge being the Ten of Flames. The other underlying energies, and then this is what I see as the Divine Masculine's heart, the Bat Cave, the Four of Pentacles. Scrolling over to the near future, which is, can't see it very well, but that's that little bubble in the Knight of Swords card. For that, this deck is very much about the 5D messages sent back and forth. The Masculine sees himself as that 8 of Wands or 8 of Flames card there, and then around him, or how he's seen, is that Ace of Orbs or Swords, the truth. He needs to clear blocks around that King of Swords when he's reversed, not in his truth. And then we end up on the Sovereign upright, the Destiny card upright of the Wheel of Fortune, the Three of Cups upright, which is a celebration. And then the last one is that Abundance card, but it's reversed energy today of the Empress. All right, so the karmic completion there. And then we end up on the Star there with those 3 extra cards on the side of celebration, of peace, and being in the present moment. And then we have the 12 cards here. The top ones are the underlying energies as we get down from Aries to the left all the way to Pisces all the way to the right, that last card. And then we have summary cards down here. I'm going to also pull more cards for you guys and pick them all up as we go. So let's see. Sorry, it's getting a little dark in here. Let's see if we can get the light over there more. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So this is the 5th card down in the underlying energy, the Queen of Swords. So she's obviously speaking to people, speaking her truth. This is very much like what I'm doing right now. And then we have the King of Wands up here on the top of the water, air, earth, and fire. So water has the King of Wands up top there, and he's actually looking at the other guys for the answers. And then we have the 4 of Pentacles reversed above the air signs, letting go, to fix, amend, make things better, putting out a little money to fix things up. And then we have this above the earth, which has to do with being left out in the cold. But as the Lover's card, they could be very happy together, even with nothing, you know? So that can be someone kicked out, left out in the cold, or people wanting to help others, being charitable, because they see these people left out or homeless or in need, hungry. But also can be feeling abandoned, destitute, whether that's money, emotions, or spirituality. And then we have fire, has the 2 of Cups up top. So seeing eye to eye, coming together. Definitely can be partnerships, romantic, but doesn't have to be romantic. So I'm not going to do thought today because since we did extra lot today. So I'm just going to do the Rider-Waite mini with the other cards out already. So we have the big Rider-Waite out there already with the Kipper deck. And I'm going to go one by one, starting with Aries. And we have, I just want to shuffle a little bit. So take a deep breath, you guys. So for everybody watching, the best and highest good of all this concern, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? As I drop all the cards, they're very slippery and new, this deck, so. All right. Let's clear all negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all this concern, filling all the empty spaces with only beautiful, organic love and diamond light. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so I'm going to start with Aries, and we have the 2 of Cups. So it's beautiful for that starting out. Aries has the Temperance card, adjudication. So something that requires patience, okay? But this is very much the angelic energy, Sagittarius energy, and taking one step at a time. It's all about patience. And you can't have patience unless you have balance. So they kind of go hand in hand there. There's some kind of, it doesn't have to be legal. It can just be about balancing things out, seeing eye to eye, getting a third party involved, a mediator, so that it's more fair, and so both people can agree upon that. So getting an impartial party involved. So that's definitely coming up for Aries. So let's see what else comes up for Aries here. All right. So there's someone resting at peace or praying or meditating. Could be someone who's passed away. And then we have the World. There's completion here. This is also the seal Divine Feminine for me, coming full circle. Could be a block party as well. And this is sovereignty. So finding your independence. And this could definitely be a feminine meditating in her sovereign state. But there's definitely some mediation going on here, because once you get used to things your own way, you might need, a third party to help bring 2 people together. So it could be in preparation for coming together with a divine masculine. Or someone has passed here, right? We've come full circle in life. It could be a break. It could be a divorce as well, but everyone's fine. Everyone's like okay with it. Everything's been figured out. They've rested and meditated and prayed about it, and there's definitely some sovereignty here. This could be 2 different people. They don't have to be feminines. They could be masculine and feminine as well. Or this could be someone just resting with their kids around. But there's definitely a coming together here. I'm not getting romantically necessarily, right? Unless you're mediating, could be a masculine coming together with a feminine who decide to do counseling before they actually come together. in order to, clear some more wounds, gain more understanding before they live together. But there's no passion here right now. But it's more about balancing the energies out, whether it be with kids or within yourself and your own sovereignty, or with another. It can be partners, kids, any one-on-one relationship, all right? So it can be parents as well. But it's certainly about independence here, especially for feminine. Let's see here. So we have Pisces, Sagittarius on top of Aries energy here. It's really positive energy. It's like two people finding they're each doing their own thing. They're completely different, and yet they're fine with each other, being completely independent, with rest and meditation. Unless this is someone past, and now they're getting counseling to help get over a death. That can be as well. Okay, or a rejection here. Okay, and this can be a spoiled brat as well. So get over themselves too. But either way, there's a coming together here. We have two children here. All right, this was just like in the read. Different signs, but it doesn't really matter because it was pentacles and wands in the read. Now it's wands and cups, but can be the same. But this one comes off more as a more emotional, whiny person. This one's the one who's got unlimited energy and they have temper tantrums or get uninspired and tired that way easily. But this one also can just be someone who's very vulnerable and shy and needs a lot of affection, right? And this one just needs attention physically. It's like, each of these could be these different kids, or a mother finding the motivation to take care of these difficult children by meditating and getting more rest, and maybe even around the block getting help so that she can be alone sometimes to be a better mom for these two kids. That could be coming through as well, and could be for a dad as well, because this is really supposed to be about sovereignty and independence. It doesn't have to be a man or a woman. All right, but it's ultimately about making everyone happy. Definitely kids involved here. And these can all be kids. These can be older kids, two sets of older kids and two sets of younger kids, and bringing them all together. And maybe that's why there's mediation there also, to bring everybody on the same page if you're mixing families. So it could be family court as well, okay? Could literally be in court, for divorce and child custody issues, things like that. So it's Aries. But it's very peaceful. It's not like a big battle here. Leo is coming up as Queen of Pentacles and the gift. That's very lovely. So that's definitely someone getting a gift from someone special. Let's see. Why do we have Leo as the Queen of Pentacles, the gift, and the Two of Cups? Okay. So this is about being in your knowing for me. If you're on the journey and you're in your knowing, this is this. But for most 3D people, it's more about not knowing enough and trying to protect your heart because you don't know enough, or pretending not to know. Like you know, but you're pretending you don't. You're pretending that you can't take that blindfold off, but you can. This is trying to stay in peace and quiet, not wanting to engage. And this is difficult emotions to deal with. And this is dropping the burdens of it. I'm getting like the beast of burden. The gift is the gift of being able to drop your burdens. That you don't need to carry all this crap. Feel into it, but let go of what's not yours to carry, that it's okay. That is the gift. So there's the Queen of Wands. So this very much could be the Leo, or it could be someone else around Leo, because we have a Queen of Pentacles and a Queen of Wands. But again, this Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Wands comes up all the time for Taurus energy. So she could be Leo and or Sagittarius, or have both in her chart, because that's come up that way before. Or she's just Leo, or the Queen of Pentacles is Leo, and she's another fire sign. But it's definitely about them finding the freedom. The gift is in the dropping of the burdens and the difficult emotions, that you don't need to feel them. You don't need to mourn someone for 2 years after they die. That's, because we're told we have to, otherwise we don't look like a good person. It's just an example of something they may be going through. Okay? And that makes them, they learn to be happy, right? If she was reversed before here, Now she's dropped all of these things, and this makes her happy again and actually be able to go on and offer something to others. Maybe, puts her in a better state of mind. There's definitely some offering here of offering money or a new life, a new infusion into this coming together situation of work to help other people drop their burdens, perhaps, or her own. Maybe she feels bad for something and she wants to make up for it by donating or offering money or an investment in this situation for things to get back to normal again. Okay, and again, strikes have been coming up all week, so that could be regarding that kind of thing as well. Then we have Pisces. I mean, not Pisces. Pisces and Sag. They may be coming up for Sag. We have the Seven of Cups, and that can be Pisces energy for sure. And then the man thinking of someone. So it could be a Sag man thinking about a Pisces woman or vice versa. But there's Two of Cups. The Sag is the most, I'm getting the most romantic is Sagittarius. Aries could be, to an extent, depending on how you're in court. If you're getting married and it's more practical in nature because you don't really know each other yet, that could be that kind of marriage in City Hall. But it's more about family court and just getting on the same page, but it's very peaceful. It's working out very nicely. And then this is more romantic. This is about, it's a gift to yourself. It's really finding your purpose and your happiness, and not feeding into the templates of feeling guilt or shame for no reason to make your energy low and then, get sick, because that's where sickness comes from. So Sagittarius has Seven of Pentacles reversed, which is implementing a plan or strategizing after taking a break, perhaps. But this has to do with the painful ending or a betrayal or back pain. It could be getting, like I said, this could be like massage or acupuncture treatments as well. But this is someone not in their truth or negative self-talk, right? They've been taught to grieve. And I know firsthand because one of my patients after I left Penn, who I used to visit sometimes at the holidays because they'd invite me over. She's passed since then. But I asked her what she believed in, and she said she believes in grieving. So she literally was grieving the mother's death for I don't know how many years. And that can, can make you sick. So it's not about looking how other people want you to look. It's about you finding your happiness. You don't need to be, wallowing in sadness after someone passes away. Know that they're still here. They're just in another dimension, and that you can call on them, especially as twins. You all have that connection. So there's definitely deception here as well. Deceiving self isn't helpful. This is coming up for Sagittarius. So this could be illusions of grandeur, but it also can be, synchronicities. It can be someone who's got a lot of options. So this guy can have a lot of options, or he's seeing synchronicities of the feminine, who he's thinking about. And that's that Two of Cups energy. But it's like how to implement a plan, a strategy to go forward when there's been so much pain here. Someone's been muzzled or quieted or blocked as far as communications, and there's been deception on both ends. So it's like the masculine trying to figure out how to do this. All right, and use your intuition, your psychic abilities. All right, there you go. Use your abilities. This is how you come together. That's Sagittarius. Then we have the earth signs. So we have the Ace of Wands reversed and the family room. So this can be learning to deal with your third energy or just its frustrations, creative, sexual, whatever it is. Some kind of blocks to feeling, abandoned. You have an empty family room there. When no one's around, you might not feel creative, but that's for Taurus, feeling abandoned, feeling left, with Five of Pentacles up top. Feeling left out, kicked out, fired, or had to fire someone else, but feeling like everyone left you. So what was that again? My memory's so bad. So we have the Ace of Wands reversed, which also can just be prior to that new passionate beginning. It's like the calm before the storm is what I'm getting. All right, so here you go. So Taurus has the Chariot, the Five of Cups, and the Devil. So this could be fine, because this could just be a Capricorn person. In that sense, it's very strong for me. It's just someone going through grief, along with this could be just a Cancer and a Capricorn, helping this person out with grief. Also could be a bold move to allow yourself to grieve, to go through it, and face your shadow, your dependencies, your addictions. Okay, your shadow side. It's having the courage to go forward and go through the grief. It's okay. You have to grieve. You know, you need to cry. Your body's meant to cry to release all that stress and to pull up those wounds and to reset so you can be open again to receive. And this could just be a Capricorn saying hello or goodbye and someone's sad about it. Somebody may be going away, but in a good way. They're just sad to leave. You know, they're having trouble letting go of a child or someone who passed away. All right, so it could definitely be children, or this can definitely be about the twins as well. And we have the 2 left out up top. So today I don't usually see the 5 of Pentacles like this card, but today I'm seeing they're the same people. So whether these are the children or these are the 2 twins, both feeling injured and abandoned, left out in the cold, behind, destitute, homeless, without food, you know, just all those feelings coming up. And that's why this is here, because of the codependencies between them and their other issues. But there's Cancer and Capricorn coming up here as well as Taurus. There you go. There's some twin flame energy. Okay. And this has to do with holding their tongue or verbal abuse. But usually it's holding back an announcement or holding their tongue for me. Let's see what else is coming. Because someone's about to be set free and take a leap of faith. All right. So after deliberating too long. So there's a lot of changes coming up right now with this moon, and then Saturn going direct on the 18th, which is my birthday. All right, and then we have Virgo, speaking of which, High Priestess and bad health. Okay, so she looks like a nurse as well. So this could be this person in the picture taking care. This can be the feminine and the masculine, representing the difficult energies between them when they're not feeling well. But also it can be someone who's very ill and being taken care of by the High Priestess or a nurse. And 2 people feeling very left out in the cold, abandoned, destitute. Could be an older person who's in the facility who doesn't see people very much or has Alzheimer's, so they're confused most of the time because they don't remember. They could feel very isolated. So let's see what comes up for Virgo with bad health and the High Priestess. Virgo has the High Priestess and bad health and the 5 of Pentacles up top. All right, so this is connected because again we have the 10 of Swords, Queen of Swords reversed, and deception here. And the poor health could be due to the pain of deception. You know, the pain between the masculine and the feminine. So this is definitely a painful ending, betrayal, back pain. You know, it can be as simple though as getting a massage or acupuncture. This has definitely come up when I've gotten a massage before. So it can be that. And this could be someone who's just negative self-talk or not in their truth or being silent or been silenced. And that's what's so painful, is someone not talking to them. This can be deception, but also can be like in the wee morning hours, you know, feeling this for the feminine. Feeling very hurt, maybe even by their own words, but feeling it most right before the sun comes up in the wee hours of the morning. Or some of you may not be able to sleep. I haven't slept well this week as far as going to bed early at all. Like I've been up till 3 or 4 o'clock a lot this week. But here we have the High Priestess again. So it's about knowing it's just the energies coming in most of the time, and you're in your knowing again. So we have that energy of the High Priestess and the Magician coming in. You know, knowing how to make the magic, using your abilities. This is the masculine and feminine when they're in their abilities. And they know what to do, how to rise above this to transmute the pains, not only for themselves, but for the others around them. So they can help people who are sick or in bad health, like being a nursemaid to help transmute the energies. So that's coming up for someone. So someone definitely caring for someone, either at home or in a home or a hospital. Or someone may be called to go and help the homeless, you know, and volunteer in that respect. But here, so we have an offer of love, but here's also an offer of love. Could be marriage. Or this is an offer to a Taurus person. Or an establishment church or a homeless facility. These people, this is twins coming together, offering their love to institutions that need help. So it could be homeless, or, you know, children who are going hungry, any kind of charity like that. Or just two people left out, or people who got kicked out, or helping people out on the street get jobs, things like that. So it could be very charitable in nature. But being there, knowing it's definitely the quiet before the storm, healing, or helping heal others, being the nurse. And that can be back and forth between the masculine and the feminine as well. Then we have Capricorn, which is the Ace of Cups. And also Virgo is very much about health-oriented things, so it's very much about healing and physical health. The Ace of Cups reversed, and the occupation. So someone may feel overwhelmed at their job, this is Capricorn, or pushed to their emotional limits, or feeling used, pushed down, or was dumped and still has to work through their grief. All right, or somebody has issues with going to the bathroom too much, or someone who throws up because they're going through chemo but they still have to work. Someone feels they feel destitute because they're out in the cold, no one's helping them. So whether they just don't have a lot, or they're sick and they have to work through their sickness, it could be, could be really disheartening and feeling helpless, all that. Whoops, those kind of flipped. Let's see what that card is that flipped. All right, so that card flipped out. That's the feeling, not able to get comfortable inside your body. There's no way out, right? So you're sick, no one's helping you, you have to work anyway. Or it could just be feeling down in the dumps. It doesn't even have to be an illness. Or someone got dumped, or you dumped them, or just crying all the time and you don't know why, so you can't function at work because you're crying a lot. You feel lost and out in the cold, destitute, abandoned, homeless, hungry, and no one's there to care for you. So that could be coming up for Capricorn. Or they want an occupation where they can help people like that, who are very sad and purging, or help others who've been through the twin journey just like you have. So this could be someone coming out of their own experience now, either starting the journey just now, or have been on the journey and now want to help others. Okay? This is someone who wants to help, who go forward with their gold coin and help others. Okay, so that's actually very nice. But there's definitely a lot of struggling energy here with the earth signs today. Whether it's physical health, emotional, spiritual health, it's about going out and helping each other, to get back to work, to get back on your feet. Just enough to get back on their feet, but not to coddle people or to do things for them that they should be able to do for themselves, but just helping, as a helping hand, which is the phrase I keep getting. Okay, so it's about getting back to work, getting back to the regular, just need a little help there, a new infusion of something, whether it's money, time, help, whatever it is. Offering that, like getting over your burdens. Let's see here. And this could be two people who, this could be siblings or people who aren't together anymore, but getting over their differences to help other people get back on their feet again. With a message of love. It could be two sides. That can represent the twins too. Two sides of the same coin coming together, because we have the Two of Pentacles coming up after that. So that's Capricorn energy. Let's see what we have for Gemini. We have the Four of Pentacles reversed up there. So for me, that's about letting go, not being so scroogey, letting go of some money, even if you don't have a lot, spending it on something to make yourself feel better, or fix up your home, fix some things that need fixing, or just letting go, not being so held back. And this is someone who's grieving, but false person. So this could be someone grieving because of a false person, or they're grieving, but they're not really grieving. They're just looking that way so other people feel sorry for them. So there's a couple different energies that can come up as. Let's see what Gemini gets. So again, someone could be grieving or in loss, guilt, regret because of something they did, because they were a false person, and now wanting to let go to try to fix things up because they did something wrong. They feel bad. All right, so they want to set themselves free because of false judgment they made, or deliberation too long. This is losing their patience with someone, a fallen angel. This is poor judgment, decisions, or holding back decisions on purpose, but now wanting to correct that to free themselves or free someone else. This is Gemini. Trying to want to correct the situation. And it could be Leo, Sag, we have Aquarius, we have Aries here. All right, so all the fire signs are coming in here with the Gemini. But also could be someone coming in to want to help, but they may still be being false because they want to free themselves, but not really interested in freeing the other person. They just want to get over their own guilt so they can free themselves. So it can go both ways. It could be someone who wants to change their ways and make the difference, or just get out of feeling the way they do. But again, there's all the fire energies here. And Aquarius and Gemini. And that can really accelerate the drama because we have air accelerating all the fires. So, I don't know. There's somebody defensive here. Someone's sad, or there's just false energy there. So someone's still wearing a mask, or there's literally someone who's trying to manipulate. So let's see who else comes up here. It could be, you know, could be sneaky, this guy in Sagittarius. So it could be a Sagittarius person who's still wearing a mask. So maybe they just want to get into your good graces because they want to take advantage of the situation. Especially if you're sad in a death situation. Maybe they see money. So just be careful about that because here's death coming up. All right. Then we have Libra has the 8 of Swords and then the privileged lady. So as Libra, this could be the person's imprisoned, or Libra feels imprisoned by her, whether you're a man or a woman. Let's see what we have here. So maybe someone with a privileged woman with a lot of money is like Scrooge, so just not only doesn't give anything, she feels imprisoned by her own wealth, and now is learning to let go and maybe give to others. But we still have that prisoner there, so she's still imprisoned. It could be, she could have anxiety issues. So again, we're having the same energies with Gemini. So again, the fallen angel or impatience, losing patience, because if you have anxiety, you know, you get stressed out and freak out at people easy. But this is being strong, learning to tame the inner beast of woundedness and feeling the need to be defensive or guarded. Learning to tame the inner beast. So there's Leo coming up here and Sagittarius. And Scorpio comes out here too. But still, there's still prisoner issues. Prison, hostage, anxiety. Someone who feels trapped by this privileged woman who expects them to do everything they want them to do. Or it's her and her own anxieties dealing with that. Yeah, so there could be a complete surrender and transformation here with the Death card, or it could be someone who's on their last limb, literally, because she's taken advantage of them so much. She's kept this person in a prison. They feel like they're going to die soon because she doesn't care how they feel as long as she gets her way. The fallen angel. Okay, it could be someone who really doesn't care, or it could be someone who just has anxiety issues, and this person just can't handle it anymore. So there may be a split here if they don't get help soon. Or it's already been, or she's alone now and she's in a mental prison, learning to take care of herself and be more moderate with her income because now she has to take care of herself. And this is Aquarius, is the 5 of Wands reversed along with the mature man. Okay, so that's ending a battle, ending a fight, no longer competing, no longer conflicted about putting out some money maybe for something. Okay, there's definitely heartache, heartbreak, separation, but for the good, and someone's settling out. All right, so they're paying out even though they could definitely be in a divorce situation or a settlement. So either way, it's like they're okay, it's good to pay out and get settled because then they'll feel at least that the battle's over and you can have peace again, and we don't have this issue anymore. It's been hard for them to deal with parting with the money because they don't have a lot with the 4 of Pentacles up top. But learning that it's better to have peace of mind, you know, to just get it done with and over with. And then the wisdom, you know, to see that it's good. And we have the Wheel of Fortune here. So either way, he looks very calm about it. Probably wasn't happy to do it, but is okay. Also could have had to put out money for a medical procedure, but knows that it was very much needed. Okay, that's Aquarius. And then the water signs, we have the King of Wands up there. So that's how River Phoenix came in today. The Man of Passion. King of Pentacles reversed, and then Expectation. So he may be reversed because this could be, he could be greedy or just totally ungrounded, loss of status and money because of her expectations, expecting her lifestyle, and he can't keep up with it. Or because she wanted to marry someone wealthy, she married someone who is greedy and really doesn't give a crap about anybody. So that's coming up for Cancer. But we have the King of Wands up top too. So she may have two people in her life. One could be a father, and one could be her partner. One could be a boss and a partner. They could be two brothers, two friends, her brother and her partner. Okay, let's see why that's coming up for Cancer. Why does Cancer have the King of Pentacles reversed, King of Wands, and the Expectation of the female? So again, these same cards keep coming up. It's definitely this betrayal and deception, negative self-talk, right? A long ending, a lot of lower back pain perhaps, but being in your knowing and to get through the pain. Connect and know and be discerning, right? Because the King of Pentacles could have really hurt someone and who expected something from them, or she was the one who hurt the King of Pentacles by her expectations of getting whatever she wants at no matter what cost. But the King of Wands is there. Maybe she could be stuck with the King of Pentacles, who's losing money, and now that he's losing money, she doesn't want to be with him anymore because he can't support her in the way she's become accustomed, and so she's looking at the King of Wands. Or maybe they had a thing already, whether it's a brother, friend, peer, whoever it is, father, uncle. So it could go both ways. But again, there's definitely energy of twin energy here, coming into your knowing and your abilities to rise above the pain, to stay present in the present moment and not look forward or back. Use your gifts. There could be someone who thinks that this is evil too, right? Dark, deceptive energy, being in your knowing and using your abilities. This could be, they're both upright, so I'm not getting negative energy necessarily, but I have had them come up before where it could feel a little negative. So if people are religious and they have certain beliefs, they could see this as very negative and dark. So there's some of that energy coming up as well. But overall, this is the couple that's offering love and charity to an institution or a marriage. And here's that King of Pentacles reversed. So this person could be affiliated. This could be a very religious person. And them offering love. So like if they're breaking up with him, this person may break up and they have the child, maybe another child over here, but it could be multiple different situations of a breakup between two different men. Doesn't have to be a three-way thing either. It can just be a friend who's helping out in the breakup. Yeah, or help, or the twins coming together to help another situation, to help restore someone who fell from grace, perhaps. Like, helping the people, who did the wrongdoing to you. Like after everything works out for you on your side, figuring it all out, then coming back to the person who did do you harm to help them change their ways. That could be definitely coming through for Cancer as well. Then we have Scorpio with the Empress and the mature woman. So this can be one and the same person, or it could be two different people. It could be a mother and their pregnant daughter. And we have the King of Wands up top too. So maybe the mother's spending time with them so they don't need to. This is coming right up for Scorpio. Being strong, tempering the beast. The wounded warrior is definitely still there. The Dark Knight, walking over all the dead murky stuff in the 4D. This person's guarded to this person. They don't trust them. right? Because they know this person may have manipulated them in the past. This could definitely be a karmic to the masculine here. So we have Leo and Scorpio. Maybe they're separated since the King of Wands is up top there and she's staying with her mother. Or it could be a masculine too, as the King of Wands, and that is his mother who has help, like a friend or her mother, if they're not too old, they haven't passed. So it could be someone like a nursemaid helping again in that medical situation, or just someone pregnant who's getting help or living with their mother, or she doesn't have to be pregnant, she can just be the mother of the situation, or a boss, or the pillar of her community, so she could just do a lot of things in the community, and is now with her mother as opposed to masculine. So it can be either because of breakup or it could just be to give one or the other a break. There's definitely death and transformation here. And this person not trusting that person. So that's Scorpio and Leo. And Taurus there too. So and the Taurus is coming in right after that, okay? This is person's riding in. This is someone riding in passionately to a dead situation, trying to change it again. So again, this can be that clinginess because this person doesn't trust them, okay? So, or they don't trust the mother with them. The mother could be a Leo, and that could be a Taurus. The Scorpio could be Scorpio Taurus or Scorpio Leo, but all different combinations there for Scorpio. And then we have Pisces here, which is the Six of Wands, and then the Lovers, but it's reversed. This could just be under the radar too. The lovers who are under the radar are not seen. We have the King of Wands up there, seen, but not seen with his lover. And I can attest to that. Definitely know a Pisces who's having the issue. So why does Pisces have the lovers and the Six of Wands reversed? All right. May change that now. That could be a sudden coming out of new passion. Could be a proposal there too. Or just great sex. This is definitely a coming together here. It's a beautiful love. Maybe just kept under the radar for now, or just because they want to be private for now. Or maybe one of them felt like a failure, or fell from grace, but now have the opportunity to come together with their twin. But either which way it is, whoever's coming together here, it's really beautiful energy. There's nothing negative about this, except for the fact that they feel like a failure or there's no attention, but that doesn't have to be a negative. All right, that's really beautiful. All right, so no options. That could definitely be tears of joy after a broken heart. And there's your destiny card. I knew that was going to come up. All right, so just still needing to balance out differences, I'm sure. But it's a start on the right track. So I want to give you all these cards down here as well. So I always pull out a card from the Kipper deck for everyone, which was the poverty. And this for me it doesn't mean poverty, but it's about the masculine feeling alone, or how he felt as a little boy. Even though he doesn't look like this anymore, he can still feel like that inside. So this is like the little boy on his journey to become a man and what he had to go through. So it's very much that energy. We have palms here too, so Florida and the islands could be coming up as well. So whether they're packing and going somewhere or somebody else left them, but they feel all alone, they could feel abandoned again. Maybe if someone was an orphan when they were a child, or left to their own devices, or had to leave home on their own because their parents were abusive. That can be all of those energies. But there's definitely some freedom here. So the underlying energies from the Kipper deck were these, as the main male in despair over a main female. All right, so it definitely can be breakup or feeling guilty about something. And there's courtship here too as well, and the courthouse. All right, so it could be whether it's a split or wanting to come together with someone. There's definitely despair between them here. Okay. And then these cards down here were a lot. We had the Queen of Swords here going into the Page of Wands. It's inspiration. It could be someone who wants to ask someone out on a date. And there we got another kid there. That can definitely be kids, or it can be divine masculine and feminine. This person being more shy, or, you know, feeling rejected, and this person coming in knowing this, right, and wanting to free them to become themselves, but together. That's really nice energy. Or this person may feel rejected. It could be a child of someone, where this person is completely free, so they may be kind of jealous of that. okay, or envious. And then we have the devil reverse, which can be culminating, can be really bad, dark stuff, but then going into detox mode, because you could just, once it culminates, you can't, you have to come up from there, hitting bottom. So it's about detoxing, seeing your codependencies, letting go. It's like pulling in all the negative energy. I'm like seeing a vacuum here, which all vacuumed up into the vortex in order to transmute it. It's like, get all your bad crap out now into this one place so that we can take care of it all at once. And then the separation, the heartbreak, the hurt feelings. I'm definitely getting from there and here. There's a lot of coming together here, but it's a process because you have to get past the hurt feelings. So it's okay though. You don't have to be perfect. This is the whole point of getting past thinking that you need to have this persona of being perfect. Feeling weak, ego death is all part of that process, which is good. But this is about the past, all right? It's the ego death of the past here, letting go of looking back, going back, and living in the past and being present. This is feeling defenseless to others, but not caring anymore. They can do all they want, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to surrender. You can do whatever you want, but I know who I am. And then we have, this can be just a lack of affection, that they're willing to deal with a lack of affection to know their truth, to be in their truth, even if they can't stand up because it's too much. This can just be energy too coming in when you feel really drained, like feeling a lack of affection, or this can definitely be a breakup as well, but then just hanging out and being wise, being practical, finding new perspectives, okay? So there's definitely transition going on here, guys. It's definitely a lot. Thank you for listening. Hope you all are well. Make sure to drink your water, get your rest, me too, and find your joy. And rise and be loved, guys. Bye.